pause this and all right. I'll play my music from here, but if you're watching the recording, you can play the playlist in 3. Oh, let me take it off shuffle. 2 and 1. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat. You can sit. We just started. You can find a seat on your pillow or your block if you want, if you have one. And let's have palms facing up to receive a little extra energy. If you just came from somewhere and you're feeling like your energy is like way up here, if you want to go palms down to ground some energy down, you can do that. And with your palms facing up, go ahead and close your eyes. Just take a moment to scan your body from head to toe. Notice how your body feels. Release any tension that's unneeded, maybe in your chest or your jaw or your eyebrows, maybe in your hands or your shoulders. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Take another inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. You start to connect to your Ujjayi breath, your inhale and exhale through your nose. And then as you find a deeper connection to your Ujjayi breath, send your awareness to your third eye chakra. It's the space right in between your eyebrows. And your third eye chakra is a indigo, or excuse me, a violet, it also could be indigo, a purple color. And your third eye chakra is also known as your seat of intuition. Here we see not with the eyes, but with the heart and mind. We see the world around us in a way that is tender and holy. By becoming humble and childlike, we adapt a beginner's mind, and we get out of our own way. When the third eye chakra is healthy, we're able to recognize the teacher in all things, and we are constantly aware of the teacher within. When we are keenly aware and attuned, doubt disappears and a sense of clarity and purpose unfolds. So we're going to bring some awareness with some alternating nostril breathing. So with your eyes closed, take your peace fingers and bring your peace fingers to your third eye, that spot right in between your eyebrows. Use your thumb to, let's all do our right hand so we'll all be on the same. So right hand to your third eye. Use your thumb to plug your right nostril. Inhale through your left nostril. And then use your ring finger to plug your left nostril, release your thumb, and exhale through your right. Inhale through the right. Plug, release your left, and exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Plug the left nostril, release the right, exhale through the right. Again, inhale right. Plug, release, exhale left. Inhale left. Plug, release, exhale right. And let's go 2 more rounds on your own. Challenge yourself to inhale and exhale just a little bit longer. Take every last sip of air possible and push out every last bit of air possible. And when you're done with your 2 rounds, you can place your hands back on your lap, palms facing up. Pause for a moment, continuing to inhale and exhale through your nose. And if you're sitting on a block or a pillow, you can remove the block or pillow. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, twist to your right. Bring your left hand onto your right knee. Your right hand comes behind. Twist to look over your shoulder. So make sure your spine stays nice and long. Careful that your hand isn't too far behind you and you're leaning back. And then turn with your eyes as much as you can. Look as far over your right shoulder as possible. Good. Hold for 1 more inhale. Keep your twist, but turn your head over your left shoulder. So we're getting a counter twist as we pull our ribs to the right, and now we're looking over the left. See if you need to relax your shoulders a bit. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, slowly unwind. Pause for a moment. Notice how one side feels slightly different than the other. And then inhale, both arms high. Exhale, twist to your left. Bring your right hand onto your left knee. Twist to look over your shoulders. And then, even with your eyes, twist as far to the left as possible. Imagine one long line from your tailbone all the way up through the crown of your head. Good. 1 more inhale. Keep the twist, and then exhale, turn your gaze and your chin over your right shoulder. Release any tension in your shoulders or your jaw. Keep twisting to the left as you look over the right. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, slowly unwind. Walk your hands forward into a tabletop position. Uncross your feet. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly down, look up. And exhale, cat pose. Curve your spine, let your head relax. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly down, look up. Open up your chest and your collarbones. Exhale, cat pose. Curve and round, let your head fully relax. And then go 3 more breaths on your own. Move through at whatever pace feels most comfortable for you. And if one position feels more comfortable than the other and you want to hold for a little bit longer, you can. Maybe in cat pose, you want to wiggle your hips or your shoulders from side to side. Maybe in cat pose, you want to, I keep saying this backwards, cow pose, maybe you want to circle your shoulders 1 or 2, or maybe get a little wiggle. Good. And then when you're done with your third cat-cow, take 2 breaths on your own. Maybe you want to circle in your ribs. Maybe if you've been sitting at a desk, you want to turn your palms around to open up and stretch your forearms. Maybe you want to circle your shoulders around your wrists. And then find a neutral tabletop position. Inhale, lift your right arm high. And then exhale, thread the needle. Right arm underneath your left. Allow your cheek to rest. Push your left hand down to find a deeper twist. With each inhale, find length in your spine. With each exhale, find a deeper twist. Maybe close your eyes if you want. If your chest is feeling a little tight and you want to open it up, you can extend your left fingers back behind you. Maybe rotate to place the back of your hand on the small of your back, or maybe even wiggle it all the way around to your inner thigh. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Just keep trying to find length in your spine with each inhale, and with each exhale, find a deeper twist. Let's go for one more inhale. And then exhale, slowly unwind back into your neutral tabletop position. Pause for a moment, notice how one side feels a little different than the other. Inhale your left arm high. Exhale, thread the needle, left arm underneath your right. Use your right hand for leverage as you twist. And again, if you did so on the first side, if you want to open up your arm or place your hand on your low back, whatever feels comfortable. And you might notice that even though you're doing the same variation, it might feel slightly different on this side, and that's okay, that's normal. If you notice a difference, try not to pass judgment or negativity. Let's hold for one more full inhale. And one more full exhale. And then on your next inhale, slowly unwind. Exhale, press back into child's pose. Let's make this child's pose active. So walk your hands as far forward as you can. Let your forehead rest. Wiggle your fingers as far away from your heels as possible as you let your forehead rest. Maybe close your eyes and feel the gentle pressure of your third eye against your mat. Maybe you want to rock your head no from side to side to bring a little massage for your third eye. One more inhale. And then exhale, push up into your tabletop position. We're going to do a little flow here. So spread your fingers nice and wide. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow, tuck your toes. Exhale, puppy pose. So puppy pose is child's pose as you, with lifted hips. So press your hips back. Let your forehead rest. And then inhale, cow pose. Bring your hands down, untuck your toes. Exhale, cat pose. Round your spine. Inhale, cow pose. Tuck your toes. Exhale, puppy pose. Walk your hands forward. Let your forehead rest. Inhale, cow pose. Untuck your toes. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow, tuck your toes. Exhale, puppy pose. One more time. Inhale, cow pose, arch up. Exhale, cat. Inhale, puppy pose, or excuse me, cow pose, tuck your toes. Exhale, puppy pose, and hold. Hold it here. Let your forehead rest. Stick your butt up and back behind you. As you find your tailbone pushing up towards the ceiling, let your stomach and your forehead push down so you have a long extension for your spine. See if maybe you can wiggle your fingers just a little farther forward. And then inhale, tabletop position. Exhale, plank pose, step one foot back and then the other. Inhale, soften your knees. Exhale, press back into a bent knee, downward facing dog. So keep your knees nice and bent. Try and push your stomach towards your thighs. Let your head relax down. Imagine you could sandwich your stomach fully onto your thighs. Some of us might be able to get there depending on the flexibility and openness of our shoulders. Good. Inhale, plank pose, shift forward. Exhale, bent knee, downward facing dog. Really elongate through your spine. Let your head relax. Inhale, once more, plank pose. Exhale, bent knee, downward facing dog. Hold it for your inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Try and keep your spine where it is as you slowly extend through your legs. Once you're in your downward facing dog, if you want to bend your knees one at a time, you can. Tread through your feet, whatever feels comfortable for you. Good. If you'd rather find stillness or maybe shake your head yes and no, you can. Take 2 more breaths on your own here in downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, soften both knees, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, walk, step, or lightly hop to the top of your mat. Let your head relax, releasing your shoulders. Pour the weight into your toes rather than your heels. From here, if you want to come into a chest expansion, you can interlace your fingers and reach your arms overhead. You can also hold on to the outsides of your elbows or interlace your fingers at the nape of your neck for a little bit more upper spine extension. Or just let your arms dangle like empty coat sleeves, whatever feels most appropriate and comfortable for you. And slowly release your bind. Inhale, bend your knees. Look at your belly button. Exhale, slowly roll up. Let your arms fully relax as you roll all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms high. Exhale, Samasti Tahi, bring your hands to heart center, close your eyes, pause here for a moment. Feel your feet anchored into the earth. Feel the warmth of your palms. And then bring your thumbs to your third eye. Pause here. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice. Maybe your intention is to simply keep awareness of your third eye throughout your practice. Maybe your intention is to focus on a specific muscle group. And we'll seal our intention with a breath. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. And then inhale, mountain pose, reach your arms high. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find length through your spine. And then exhale, plank pose, press your hands down and step your feet back. Inhale, pull your shoulders forward. Exhale, lower onto inchworm, knees, chest, and chin lower down. Take your gaze a little forward as you stick your tailbone up, squeeze your elbows in. Inhale, cobra pose, push your hips to the ground as you reach your chest forward. Scoop your tailbone under, pause for one more inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back. Good, we'll flow through that once more. Inhale, bend both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, soften your knees, look at your belly button, slowly roll up, let your arms fully relax. Feel one vertebrae stack on top of the other. Inhale, mountain pose. This time, exhale, swan dive. Bring your thumbs to your third eye as you bow all the way forward, and then let your hands release. Inhale, halfway lift. Find an extension in your spine. Exhale, plank pose. Bend your knees to press your hands down and step your feet back. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, inchworm. Drop your knees, chest and chin down. Tailbone sticks up, so there's a little bridge of your hips. Inhale, cobra pose. Push your chest forward. Scoop your tailbone under. Pause here for a couple of breaths in your cobra pose. So remember, cobra pose can be done without your hands. So if you're curious if you're pushing too much pressure on your hands, you can just pop your hands off of your mat and then place them back down. From here, play around with the angle of your neck. So maybe drop your chin to your chest, maybe do a couple of circles, or just rock your gaze from side to side. Just bring some ease into your neck and your upper spine. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle if you just want to find an interesting movement pathway for your head. Hold for one more inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, grip your palms down as you press up and back. Inhale, soften both knees, gaze forward. Slowly travel your way to the top of your mat into your forward folds. Pause here for 2 breaths as you pour a little bit more weight into your toes than your heels. And then inhale, halfway lift, find length in your spine. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot back and your arms are on either side of your right foot. Pause here for a couple of breaths. If you want to take some circles, or if you want to rock forward and back, or maybe you want to drop your knee down, maybe you want to play around with, again, the angle of your neck and your head, whatever feels comfortable. Just take one more full breath. And then inhale, crescent lunge. Reach your arms high. Pause here and breathe. Focus on your pelvis. Drop your tailbone back behind you. Scoop your tailbone under and lift your hips up towards your ribs. Soften in your shoulders and extend your arms straight towards the ceiling. So in crescent lunge, all 10 toes point forward. There's a little lift of your heel, but you're also energizing your heel back behind you. So your heel won't make contact, but it won't also be as lifted as possible. You do want to push your heel back behind you. Good. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 1. The only thing that moves is your back left leg. Externally rotate your back left leg so your heel pushes down. Now your front toes point forward. Your left toes point at about a 45-ish degree angle. I'm not a mathematician, so I'm not exactly sure on that angle, but it's a little bit to your left. If you feel any pain in your knee, open up your stance a little bit. So widen the width of your feet. My feet are almost the width of my entire mat, so you can play around with that. Your shoulders and ribs and hips want to point forward as you externally rotate your back thigh. Hold for one more inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. You may need to adjust your back leg, or your feet are already there and you just need to open up. Arms reach forward and back. Squeeze your glutes ever so slightly to push your pelvis forward. Engage your inner thigh to push your right knee forward. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten through both legs as you reach your right arm back behind you. Relax your right shoulder down your back. Sometimes we want to lift our shoulder up to find a deeper stretch. Try and relax your shoulder and lift from your ribs. Find an extension in your side body by pulling your ribs away from your hips. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. You're going to turn your right toes in, circle your right arm down, and then your left arm follows. So I'm going to turn to the side. So legs are nice and wide, head is down. From here, you can just let your arms dangle and hold onto your mat. You can come into a chest expansion if you want. If you want to hold on to the outsides of your elbows to pour a little bit more weight forward, you can. But try and keep weight on your toes rather than your heels. So feet are wide on your mat, toes are pointing parallel forward. If you want to have a little, like a pigeon toe, you can turn your toes in a little bit. Sometimes I like to enjoy that stretch on the outer thighs. You can also walk your hands forward for a wide-legged downward-facing dog variation, or you can walk your arms back behind you. There's a ton of different variations you can do with your arms. I see someone's kind of getting like a sphinx pose option here with your forearms down. Just as long as you feel a nice deep stretch in the outer thighs and the backs of your legs. Good. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders if they're not already there. Inhale, halfway lift, tent up your fingertips and extend your chest forward. And then exhale, low lunge. Walk your hands to the front of your mat. All 10 toes point forward. Inhale, push your hands down. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Option to lower down onto your knees. Exhale, slowly lower down, pass through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Pause here and breathe. Pinch your shoulders together, pull your chest forward, lift your knees and thighs off of your mat. Hold for one more inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, soften both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, slowly step all the way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot back so your left leg is forward. Again, pause here and take a couple of breaths. If you want to take some circles in your hips or rock forward and back. Maybe you dropped your back knee down, or maybe you let your head relax. And maybe you need a slightly different release on this leg because it feels a little different. That's okay too. Good. Find stillness. Inhale, crescent lunge. Reach your arms high. Pause here and breathe. Again, all 10 toes point forward. Push your right heel back behind you. Scoop your pelvis under. Shoulders, ribs, and hips face forward. Relax your shoulders and extend your arms up towards the ceiling. Hold for one more inhale. Exhale, warrior one. Spin your right foot down. Again, if you need to widen your stance, you're more than welcome to. Find a deep external rotation of your front or your back right thigh. Arms are still extended. Still trying to maintain the tuck so you're not sticking your butt out behind you. Push a little bit deeper into your right pinky toe. That will also relieve any pressure that you might feel in your knee. Hold for one more inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Make any adjustments in your feet if need be. Relax your shoulders down. Extend your arms forward and back. Same thing as I said before, a little press of your glutes forward to help open up your thighs. That way, if you see from the side, I'm not sticking my butt out. I'm trying to press my hips forward to have a nice flat back. Inhale, reverse triangle. Push into both legs. Reach your left arm back behind you. Soften your shoulders. Find your tailbone dropping down behind you. Just a gentle touch of your right hand on your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Turn your left toes in. Circle your left arm down. And then you hang forward over your legs. Good. And you can play around maybe turning your, actually this time, turn your toes out ever so slightly. Your toes will turn out ever so slightly. And start to walk your hands over to the left and to the right, getting a little bend of your right knee. And then you walk your hands over to the left, a little bend of your left knee. Nothing too crazy to start. We're still warming up our hips. But as you bend your knee, try not to let your opposite leg, your opposite foot come off of the mat. So if you're bending your right knee, push your left pinky toe down. And if you're bending your left knee, push your right pinky toe down. Good, let's go one more to the right. And one more to the left. And then inhale, halfway lift, tent up your fingertips, pull your chest forward. Exhale, low lunge, turn all 10 toes forward. Inhale, firmly press your hands down. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Exhale, pass through chaturanga, slowly lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Push so much into your hands that your knees and thighs lift off of your mat. And remember, you want your shoelace side of your foot, the top of your foot, to be pushing down. One more inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, soften both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly travel however you wish to the top of your mat. Good. Go ahead and hold on to your calves or your ankles, wherever feels comfortable. Fully let your head relax. Really let your upper spine soften here. Bend your knees and curl your spine and try and kiss your knees. And then exhale, lengthen your knees. Inhale, bend, curl your spine. Exhale, straighten your knees. Inhale, bend your knees, try and kiss your knees, curl your spine, and then exhale, soften and extend. Inhale. Exhale, bend, curl. Inhale, soften. And once more, exhale, curl. Inhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift to reset your spine. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior one. Spin your left foot down. All your ribs and shoulders face forward. This time, interlace your fingers behind you. Puff up your chest. Hold here and breathe. So you're pushing your left pinky toe down. You pull your chest up towards the ceiling. Keep your lower abdominals engaged so you find a little arch in your spine. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Adjustment in your knees if you need to. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten through both legs. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Reach your arms down. Pause and take a few breaths here. Pour weight into your toes. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift your chest nice and tall. And then exhale, low lunge. Walk your hands to the front. From here, if you want to step back into your plank and move through your flow, you can. Or you can step straight back into downward facing dog. Do what feels most supportive for you, whatever feels best on your body today in this moment, and we'll all meet up in downward facing dog. Inhale, bend both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Travel how you wish to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot back, left toes forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. Reach your arms high. Exhale, warrior one. Spin your right foot down. Inhale, puff up your chest by interlacing your fingers and pull your knuckles back behind you. Exhale, stay. Keep finding the external rotation in your right thigh. One more inhale. Exhale. Exhale, warrior two, release your arms, cartwheel, falling backwards, cartwheel your arms open. Inhale, reverse triangle, reach your left arm back. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, spin your left arm down, hang forward. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, stay here. So extend your chest forward. Now, keeping a nice long spine, now you're going to bend and walk your hands over to the right, and then bend your left, walk your hands over to your left. So now we're doing similar as we did before, but with a nice long spine. So if you see from the side, I'm really sticking my butt out. I'm imagining I'm keeping that parallel spine. It might change a little bit depending on how flexible you are in your hamstrings. And keep trying to pull that opposite pinky toe down to the mat. Good, let's go one more to the right. And then let's go one more to the left, and since we're there, turn forward into your low lunge. And your choice, you can step back into your downward facing dog, or you can move through your flow going from plank. Your choice. Good. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Inhale, bend both knees, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, walk, step or lightly hop to the top of your mat. Let your head relax. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, gorilla pose. So you're going to bring your hands underneath your feet. Slide your hands all the way underneath so that your toes hang over your wrists. Let your head relax and really open up through your upper spine as you try and stand up tall. So your feet are keeping your hands anchored. As you try and reach up, you'll find a nice release in your spine. Maintain the tuck of your tailbone, so really curve your low back and let your head relax. Feel a stretch behind your shoulders, a deep stretch in your spine. Hold for one more inhale. And then exhale, slowly release. Inhale, halfway lift, reset your spine. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot back. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior one, spin your left foot down. Inhale, puff up your chest. Listen for the change. Exhale, humble warrior. Bow forward and reach your arms overhead. So for humble warrior, you want your chest to be on the inside of your legs. Careful that your butt doesn't turn back behind you and you turn your chest in the middle of your legs. You want your chest to be forward on the inside of your right, but you're still getting a lot of hip engagement as you draw your right hip back behind you. You can think of maybe like touching your forehead to your knee as you let your arms reach as far overhead as possible. See if you can let gravity do the work here. So we're not straining our shoulders too much. We're actually trying to find like an ease in your shoulders so gravity can pull your hands back. Hold for one more inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands up. Make any adjustment in your legs if you need to. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Turn your right toes in. Reach your hands down. Good. We're going to come into Skadasana pose. So you're going to walk your hands over to the right. You can turn your right toes out just a little bit. And you're going to turn your left toes up towards the ceiling and try and drop your hips as low as you can, lifting your chest as tall as you can. If you have a yoga block or two, I'll talk about it in just a second. If you want to place the block underneath your hips, you're welcome to. So again, if you're coming from wide-legged forward fold, your right toes turn out. You get a deep external rotation of your left thigh, so your left toes point up towards the ceiling, and then pull your hips as close to your right heel as possible. So hips are towards your right heel, left toes point up towards the ceiling. And some of us might be, hips might be lifted a little bit, some of us hips might be really low. If this feels easy for you, you can reach your arms forward. So if you look from the side, some of us might be able to keep our hips nice and low. Some of us might need to prop up onto our hands. Again, you can use a block if you have one underneath your hips. That might help you. Good. I know, it can be pretty intense for your hip. Hold for one more inhale. And then exhale, we're going to go over to the other side. So straighten your legs, use your hands. Walk your hands over to the left. Turn your left toes out. Now this time your right toes come up as you drop your hips low. So left leg is straight, right knee is bent. Chest is as tall as it can be. You can pour a little bit more weight into your hands if you need to. If you have a block or a pillow, you can put your pillow or block underneath your hips. Make sure your left heel is on the ground, so try not to have your left heel off of the ground. Good, and if you want to reach your arms forward, if you did that on the first side, you can. Good. I know it can be pretty intense for our hips. Let's go one more inhale. And then exhale, press your hands down. You're going to pass through your wide-legged forward fold. Reach your hands to the front into your low lunge. And then your choice, you can step your right foot back into your downward facing dog or move through your flow. Good. Good. Inhale, bend both knees, gaze forward. Slowly travel to the top of your mat. Good. So I believe we did this last week. We're going to do standing forehead to knee pose. Bring your toes and your feet together just to mix it up a little bit. See how that feels. So you're going to bend your knees. You're going to hold onto your hands behind your calf or your ankle as you tuck your chin towards your chest and try and pull your forehead towards your knees. So it's a lot of upper spine release to find that deep curve. And again, if your forehead doesn't perfectly touch your knees, that's okay. Just know that that's the goal you're aiming for. And I personally like to hug my elbows in. So it's almost like I'm tucking my elbows behind my knees and focus more on curving your upper spine. Sometimes it can be challenging to breathe. Breathe into your ribs. Hold for one more inhale. And then exhale, slowly release. Inhale, halfway lift. Reset your spine. Your spine might be talking to you a little bit. Be gentle. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Reach your arms high. Exhale, warrior one. Spin your left foot down. Exhale, interlace your fingers, inhale, interlace your fingers, puff up your chest. And then exhale, humble warrior. Bow forward, let your head relax. So when you're in your chest opener, you keep your hips where they are. Actually, you pull your hips back as you bow forward and let your head relax. So remember, we don't want to be too sideways and sticking our butt back behind us. Good. Press all four corners of your feet down into your mat, especially your right pinky toe. Good. Inhale, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands open. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Pause here. So you have a couple of options. You can do as we did in the beginning. You can walk your hands from side to side as you bend your knees, getting kind of a deep inner thigh stretch. If you want to come into a more like Skidasana variation, you can drop your hips and walk from side to side. So you can choose whether you keep your hips nice and low when you go from side to side, or if you lift your hips and go side to side. If you're feeling like you want a little bit of a spice, you can reach your arms forward and then go side to side without using your arms. So lots of different options depending on how much you want to challenge your muscles, how much you want to stretch your muscles, your choice. But let's just kind of floss in our hips a little bit as we shift from side to side. Again, it might just be your hands are on the ground and you take that first variation we did where you walk your hands over to the left and the right, or you can lift your hands, keep your hips nice and low. Good, let's go one more inhale. And then we're going to do a little bit differently this time. We're going to go to your low lunge on the left side, so you're facing the back of your mat. You might be facing the back of your mat. Good, left foot is forward, right leg is back. Inhale, crescent lunge, reach your arms high. Wait, did we just do the left side? Did we just do the left side? Yes, we did, right? Someone unmute themselves. I just confused myself. Erin, unmute yourself.
Yeah, we did.
We just did the...
We did the right and the left.
Oh.
That was the left.
Okay, I just had a major brain fart. Apologies. I meant to flow it from side to side, and then as I did it, I was like, wait, we just did this. Okay, so let's all meet in a wide-legged forward fold. Oh. Sometimes you plan things and they just don't go the way you want them to. And then inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, low lunge, walk to the front of your mat. And then your choice. Last time you can flow through or straight to downward facing dog. Your choice. And then we're all going to rest in child's pose. So when you're ready, you can drop down onto your knees, sink your hips back. And let's come into a very passive child's pose. Let your elbows and your arms rest down. If it feels comfortable, you can bring your arms by your side. If you want to bring your legs parallel and your arms by your side in a traditional child's pose, you can. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Good. One more inhale. And then exhale, walk your hands in, slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Shift your hips towards one side and swing your legs in front. Good. And then shift your hips towards the front. In a moment, we're going to do one round of bridge pose, and then the second round, I'm going to give you the offer to do either shoulder stand or plow pose, but before we lay down, I'm just going to show you real fast. So if you want to come into shoulder stand, you'll pinch your shoulders together so you'll find a little puff up your chest, and then depending on how much you need to kick, you can get a little rock, or you can just kick straight up. So in shoulder stand, you want your elbows to be relatively close to one another, and then you're going to lead with the ball of the foot. You're going to push the ball of your foot up towards the ceiling. From here, if you want to make sure you're squeezing your butt forward, if you want to transition into plow pose, you can reach your legs overhead, maybe interlace your fingers. You can also bend your knees if you want to get a little, like it's called a deaf man's pose variation. That's up to you. But it's really important to start with the puff of your chest so that you're not pressing too much weight into your cervical spine. So it's up to you, there's no pressure. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, reach your arms forward. And then exhale, contract and slowly lower all the way down. And hug your knees in towards your chest, gentle rock from side to side. Maybe shake your head no. And then bring the soles of your feet onto your mat. We're going to do one round of bridge pose. Inhale. Exhale, scoop your tailbone under, lift your hips high, pause here and breathe. You might want to stay here, or you can tuck your shoulders towards one another and interlace your fingers, pulling your knuckles down towards your heels. Make sure you have a scoop of your pelvis so you have a nice long spine. Imagine you can pull your tailbone all the way to your calves. And feel how if you're taking the option to interlace your fingers and pull your shoulders together, notice how you can push the backs of your arms into your mat to puff up your chest. That will help you in shoulder stand or plow pose. And then inhale, untuck your fingers, untuck your shoulders, and exhale, slowly roll down. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Alright, so your choice. If you want to come into bridge pose again, go for it. If you want to come into shoulder stand, have a little tuck of your shoulders towards one another so you can feel that puff of your chest. You'll pull your knees in and up. Maybe hold on to your low back. Squeeze your glutes to press your pelvis forward. And then from there, if you want to reach your feet behind you, maybe interlace your fingers. But notice how you can push the backs of your arms, your triceps into your mat, and see how that can help puff up your chest a little bit and not compact your cervical spine and a little bit of your thoracic spine onto your mat. You really want to puff up. Good. And if you want to play around with your legs in shoulder stand or plow pose, you're welcome to maybe bring your legs wide or maybe one leg down and one leg up. That always feels really nice on my hip flexors. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Good. One more inhale. And then exhale, release your arms and slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Nice and smooth and controlled. And just right away, hug your knees in, compress your spine. Push your spine down, maybe add a gentle rock to massage your spine. Maybe shake your head no in opposition of your knees. And then find stillness in your spine. Start to circle your knees wide and back together again. Loosen in your hips. And then reverse the circle, pulling your knees wide and back together like you're making a figure 8 with your knees. And then inhale, tabletop position. Bring your knees into a tabletop position. Exhale, supine twist. Pull both knees over to your left and look to your right. You can use your left hand on top of your right thigh to bring a deep twist. If you have room and you'd like to extend your top leg and hold onto your right foot, either on the pinky toe side or the big toe side, you can. If you're choosing to extend your leg, really send some energy through your right hip. So pull your right hip as if you want to touch your right hip to the back of your mat. So you have a nice long space between your shoulders and your hip. That'll give you a little deeper stretch in your low back and maybe a little bit in your glute, depending on where you're most tight. Hold for one more inhale. And then exhale, release your foot if you have a hold, and then you're going to drop your knees over to your right side, looking towards your left. And you can use your right hand on top of your left knee to add a little bit of a deeper twist. And if you're taking the option to extend your leg, you can hold on to the big toe side or the pinky toe side. Push your left hip down and towards the back of your mat. You can turn your gaze towards the left or the right, whatever feels most comfortable for your neck. Hold for one more inhale. And exhale, slowly release. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shin. Curl yourself up into a nice tight ball. Squeeze and hold that ball for 3, 2, and 1. Make your way into your Shavasana. Your pillows and your blocks, I recommend you put your pillows or your blocks underneath your knees to help release your low back. If it feels more comfortable to maybe bring the soles of your feet together and your knees wide, you can also use your blocks on the outside of your thighs so that you can really release your muscles. Find a position where you can fully relax. You don't have to hold any of your muscles. And take a moment to scan your body from head to toe. Remember how it felt in the beginning of your practice. And notice how you feel now. And then send your awareness and your attention into your left palm. See if you can bring every ounce of energy from your body, pulling up your legs and down your arm, down your chest. Pour all of your energy into your left palm. If you notice your mind wanders, that's okay. As soon as you notice your mind has wandered, release your thoughts and bring it back to your left palm. Feel the energy rising up your legs and down your chest, up your stomach, out through your left arm and into your left palm. Now, with your eyes closed, just gently lift both of your hands off of your mat. Notice how your arms and your hands feel a little bit differently. You might find that your left hand feels a lot heavier. You can release your hands down and release the focus and the energy from your left palm. And bring your energy to your third eye, the pocket of energy found right in between your eyebrows. And the reason why we just did the energy on your left palm is so that you could feel the difference. You could feel how it feels to focus all of your energy on one spot. So instead of your left palm, pull all of your energy into your third eye. Sometimes we want to with our eyes closed, we want to try and draw our eyeballs up to our third eye. Try and keep your eyes soft here. And use your mind's eye, your imagination, as you focus on your third eye. And remember that third eye chakra color is a violet or indigo purple color. So if it helps you to envision something purple as you're focusing your energy to your third eye, you're welcome to. Maybe you want to simply imagine a purple light shining out from your third eye. When your third eye chakra is in balance, you are able to live beyond the immediate desires of your physical body or your physical mind. You live with the grace of someone who knows exactly who they are and where they stand. It's represented in these moments of understanding and clarity that comes from awareness without attachment. You are able to see the pathways between people, events, emotions, and actions. Everything is part of a process, and you are able to see it as a whole. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And as you take a few more deep inhales and exhales, feel the energy from your third eye drain into your body. Feel this new energy circle throughout your body, giving yourself a little bit new light, new energy. If it feels comfortable, you can stretch your arms long overhead. If your knees are bent, if you want to straighten your legs, pull your fingers and toes away from one another. And then when you're ready, roll towards one side. Let your arm be your pillow. Pause for a moment on your side. Use the strength of your arms to push yourself up into a comfortable seated position, just the way we started. And bring your palms to touch and your thumbs rest on your third eye. Take a moment to thank yourself for making it to your mat. Thank your mind for being quiet and calm. Thank your breath for being your guidance. And thank your body for moving in the way that it did. Bow forward, thank yourself. Thank the teacher in front of you and the teacher within you. The light in me sees and honors the light within you. Until next time, namaste. Thank you, yogis.